Welcome to Week 14. I'm Don LaGreca. I am Greg Buttleless, so we should be able to get through this with no problem. The first game we're going to do is Indianapolis home for Denver. What exactly are the Denver Broncos? I'm not sure, but over the last 2 weeks they've looked pretty good. Can they go on the road to Indianapolis and win? I think they can. I don't know how the Colts are doing it. They're doing it with mirrors. Broncos need the game more, and this could actually be good news for the Jets because if the Colts get a loss in a couple of weeks when the Jets go to Indianapolis, that game may be meaningless. So if you're a Jet fan, root for the Broncos. I think the Broncos are alive. I think they win this game in Indianapolis. Now we go to the Vikings. They're home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bengals look like they're in full control of winning the AFC North. Pittsburgh has completely fallen apart. Baltimore doesn't look like they're a good enough team to catch them. But they still want to win to solidify that top seeding and see if they might be able to sneak a way in deep into the playoffs. Now, you take a look at the Minnesota Vikings. They look brutal against the Arizona Cardinals. Brett Favre threw a couple of interceptions. Henderson's now hurt on defense. I have a feeling that the Vikings are really going to sputter here at the end of the season. I like Cincinnati to go to Minnesota, knock off the Vikings. Now we've got the Jaguars and the Dolphins from Jacksonville. If you're a Jet fan, who do you root for? Because you're chasing after both teams. But when you take a look at the schedules, you probably want to root for the Dolphins to win this game, and here's why. The Dolphins got a tougher schedule down the stretch. If Jacksonville were to win this game, now it's another win for Jacksonville ahead of the Jets. I'm not sure the Jets are going to be able to catch Jacksonville if that were to happen. Probably root for Miami and then hope the Dolphins fall apart the final 3 weeks of the season. Now you got the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't look great against the Giants. Gave up too many big plays, losing that game at Giant Stadium. Now they're going to be in Dallas, and they're going to be taking on a San Diego Charger team. Usually doesn't travel well, but if you take a look at them, they find ways to win. I think they're overcoming a real bad coach in Norv Turner, but I don't know. Who's the worst coach in this one, Wade Phillips or Norv Turner? Somebody's going to make a mistake. I still don't believe in Dallas's offense. I really don't. If you take a look at them offensively, they're not great. They really only scored 17 points against the Giants. The last touchdown was meaningless with the final minute to go. They only scored 24 points against an Oakland team that's brutal. And then you take a look at the 2 weeks prior to that, 7 points against Green Bay, 7 points against Washington. This is not a great offensive team right now. They struggle in the month of December. It's in their head. Believe it or not, I like San Diego to go to Dallas and knock off the Cowboys. Now you look at the Giants and the Eagles. The Eagles have won 3 straight games against the Giants. You know what that means? We need a rally, idiot. Struggle at home against Philadelphia. Can they stop Philadelphia's run? You got Deshaun Jackson going up against Corey Webster, which means you're going to have to slide safety help over. I could see Jackson have a really big game. I think the Giants are going to be competitive in this one. I think it's going to go down to the wire. But Philadelphia just happens to have the Giants' number. You watch Eli Manning play against the Dallas Cowboys, there's confidence there. He knows down the stretch he'll be a better quarterback. He'll find a way to win. Against Philadelphia, over the last year or so, that has not been the case. The Giants beat Philadelphia the first meeting in Philly last year. Since then, 3 losses, 2 of them at Giant Stadium, including 1 in the postseason. I do not like the Giants in this spot. I think they'll play well. I think they'll play competitively. But in the end, Philadelphia, Andy Reid with his new 3-year contract extension is going to find a way to win that game. Now, finally, we go to the Jets. They're in Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. I know what you're thinking. So what? You got Atlanta, you got Indianapolis, you got Cincinnati at the end of the season. Those are the games to worry about. Why would I have to worry about Tampa Bay? They're 1-11. Well, I'll ask you this question. Who's a better football team, the Green Bay Packers or the New York Jets? Clearly, it's the Green Bay Packers. And then you throw in the fact that they do not have a quarterback right now. Kellen Clemens is going to be the starter. There's no question who's a better team, Green Bay or the Jets. Why am I bringing up Green Bay? Because Green Bay went to Tampa a few weeks ago, and Tampa got their only win of the season against Green Bay. What I'm trying to tell you is anything can happen. Tampa would love to knock off the Jets. Kellen Clemens has been a terrible quarterback over the last couple of years. He has had opportunities to win this job several times. You go back to 2007, he was blown away by Chad Pennington. Only got a chance to play because Chad got hurt. Lost out his job to Brett Favre. That makes sense. But he had a shot to win this job from Mark Sanchez. Couldn't do it. He was miserable. We all saw it in the preseason. So is he going to be able to play well to win this game? No, I don't think he's going to play well. I think he's going to get pressure. I think he's going to throw a couple of picks. But I just think the Jets' running game is just too good. I think their defense is just too good. This game may be a little too close for comfort. Don't be surprised going into the fourth quarter, the Jets may be trailing or tied. But in the end, the Jets will find a way to win the game and keep their playoff hopes alive. That's what's going on Week 14. We'll talk to you again next week when, believe it or not, it'll be Week 15 in the NFL.